everyone, welcome to another Power Talk with Archana. This is your platform to grow your business. We help you turn your ideas into a brand, create its presence to reach your target audience. Representing L&D Global, today we have with us Dr. Ashok Sahu. Dr. Sahu is a part of my professional network and based in Orissa, India. He brings with him close to 4 decades of experience in HR consulting, CSRs, traditional labor laws, HR policies, and labor relations. Our doctorate in philosophy, Dr. Sahu will talk to us and take us through skills that are required to flourish in the post COVID world. Let's welcome Dr. Sahu.
And I also being the Madam Director of L&D Global Bhubaneswar chapter, I am pleased that yes, I am here and I am contributing something. And as far as my experience, you have already told, I have got around 36 years of corporate experience in public and private sectors, and after that also now in consulting. And I am working with KPMG as their HR expert, and also I am having my own networking, and I am doing my corporate training individually also. Thank you so much.
Lovely, perfect, sir. Happy to have you with us. So let's start this journey. So talking about new skills for the employees in this VUCA world that we are in. We know that resilience, being resilient, adaptable, and the use of technology is one thing that definitely takes the lead today. But what else do you think you would like to draw our focus to when it comes to, refreshing or upskilling themselves? What are the things that employees really need today to stay in the market?
Okay, Archana, it's a very good question, and I fully agree with you that in this post-COVID era, resilience, adaptability, use of digitization, tech savvy are very, very important and essentials for any organization, which I believe are a set of this mindset is required to be there with these leaders. And for this type of mindset, we have to have a skill set. And that skill set, I believe, is required is that innovation and creativity, then influence and persuasion, then ability to connect the dots, and then problem solving and value creation, and mostly again domain knowledge and multiple specialization. Since we are now have shifted our workplace to a virtual workplace, and some people are working in the virtual workplace and in the some physical, so we are having a hybrid thing of that. So in that situation, it's a very, very essential that one has to be multi-skilled, because since somebody is working on his laptop and working alone and all these things and may not be having that help. So the L&D professional need to be do a job of an enabler or facilitator than giving it or imparting a training or so. So in that, I will again another thing is that mental health and wellness is again another area which need to be touched upon. I'd like to add one more thing that now the L&D professional has to look into the individualism or the personalization of training program or learning program. Now that the individual, now they need what they want to learn, they have to tell. We cannot go by the generalization of the thing. So in that process, the training needs to be tailor-made or customized. What I believe that needs to be customized and tailor-made. So in that type of situation, good communication is required. How this leadership has to work from a remote possibility, and then how to connect with all the stakeholders. As I have told you already that you have to connect the dots. And then another thing, you have rightly told that reskilling and upskilling, these are the areas where training or learning has to be there. And another thing is that micro learning again is a requirement of the day. And importantly, I will touch another thing, that the third thing is that this is the focus on people. We are focusing mainly on the technology, digitization, artificial intelligence, and all these things. But then people are also the most important thing, because somebody is working for you, not for the organization. The way you lead, the way you communicate, he is working for you. People tell that कि सर हम आपके लिए जान दे देंगे. So this is, people are most important thing, and how to build that personal growth and personal rapport, and how to bring that what do you say, the circle of excellency. So we have to work on therapeutic learning. That's what my belief is that. Because the if you see the history, the past was that we were having active training program, then we have gone for interactive training program, then we have gone for a reflective training program, and then it was a developmental training program, and now things are to be immediately, the people want the result, and there has to be a therapeutic learning.
Right, sir. Very well said. I think you're very right that it's so very important for everyone to upskill and reskill themselves to meet the current requirements and the upcoming requirements of the market, because market is really changing at a very fast pace. We cannot really also ignore the existence of artificial intelligence today, and it has really come up in a big way. We have been talking about it, but I think today it has just been thrusted upon us, and we see we have been talking about division of labor within our system, but today we're talking about division of labor between people and artificial intelligence. So where do you see the L&D initiatives fitting in among humans, machines, and their algorithms?
Absolutely, Archana. You are very right in telling that we have to have this labor machine and algorithm in its place. And let me tell you that this is a very interesting question. And the use of artificial intelligence is it's all around us, and can bring a great great benefit to the organization, when and to the learning and development industry, so to say. Because ultimately what is happening is that in that sector, whatever we are taking care of, and that ultimately is the workforce is benefited out of that. And definitely artificial intelligence is going to have a huge impact on L&D industries, and organizations have a huge amount of data analysis to them, which they can analyze and use for optimizing training program and learning curriculum, all these things, anything for recruitment, for establishment function. And more importantly, there has to be a collaborative approach with artificial intelligence and between machine and human. It cannot be isolated that the artificial intelligence is not going to take away the job of the people. Maybe we have to redefine the job, and we have to redefine the certain things. It is certainly not going to take. There are certain things, certain jobs which will be automated, which will be there, and there are certain things which we need to collaborate between machine and human. It is not that workers throughout the economy will be replaced. It's not like that. So what is happening, that artificial intelligence will radically alter the work that gets done, and more importantly, who does it, whether it is the human being or it is the machine. And the technology is definitely has a larger impact, and will be complementing with the human factor. When we take this machine and human complementing with each other, then I think this becomes a very enabling thing for the industry, that how they complement each other and contribute for the better output in the organization. So we can't think of going to the past centuries. We have to think forward. We have to look forward. So in that case, what happens that we have to go for better design thinking, better as I have told you, better therapeutic learning. Like suppose now from the remote, people are salespersons. There is no one-to-one discussion. So in that case, how this technology helps you in talking to people, communicating with the people, how to build rapport, how to market your products, that need to be done through the technology only. So and then how to have an excellent rapport with your client, and then get the result, right? So while in the post-COVID era, we have to survive with different apprehension and all these things, and the change in the work, change in the workforce, and change in the people strategy has changed, and that gives a huge responsibility for the L&D to cope up themselves with a new thing. Because every time you cannot depend on the past, things have to change. And we have to also, as a L&D professional, we have to change. We have to be enabler, we have to be a facilitator, and we have facilitated how to bring that collaboration with the machine and human factor, and to see that the knowledge, experience is passed on to the people and the organization. Because the final thing is that how you are making people more efficient in their own job, and that contributes in a major way to the organization.
Great. I think you're absolutely right, Dr. Sahu, there. With L&D initiative being the enabler and facilitators, we need to see artificial intelligence as not a threat, really. It has to be more collaborative, and modules need to be prepared around the same, so that both the humans and the artificial intelligence, the synergies work in tandem with one another. Thank you so much, Dr. Sahu. Thanks a lot for coming on board and speaking to my audience. We wish you all the best and a wonderful life ahead.
Thank you so much, Archana, and it's my pleasure to be here and talking to you and expressing my thoughts on this L&D. And thank you again, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.